Hey everybody, this is your boy Zeke, and today we're going to discuss how the Cowboys can beat the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And there are some very notable injuries to watch out for. The Chiefs, for example, are out Noah Gray, Trey Smith, and Chris Roland Wallace. Roland Wallace is a starter corner for right cornerback. He's mainly going to be playing outside, and he is out. Trey Smith and O lineman, he's also out, and Noah Gray, one of their tight ends, is also out. The Cowboys side of things, we got pretty lucky, and a lot of our players in the injury report got healthy by today. The only player listed as out is Tyler Guine, who will be likely replaced that game with Nate Thomas, a pretty good O lineman, pretty good left tackle. And Clean Carson is listed as questionable. However, I'm pretty certain he will play, and he's a very needed corner out there. But let's get to the big thing. This is the biggest part of pretty much every game we're going to play in the next part of the season, this part of the stretch of the season. So playoff chances. They're low for the Chiefs have it better than we do. We both sit in the 10th spot, and we're competing for that last seed. The Chiefs the Chiefs when they get a 74% chance of making the playoffs, and it's still 47% with a loss. They're currently sitting at a 64% chance, mainly from that Colts game that they won, surprisingly. Cowboys have it pretty rough because of how we've handled our season so far. We currently have an 11% chance of making the playoffs, which will jump to 21% with a win. Still pretty low, but with every win we have, the closer we will get. If we lose, however, we drop to 6%. And it probably won't rise much higher after that because we have a lot more competition in the NFC than we do in the AFC. There's about three AFC teams competing for that seventh seed that have the same record. So that it's a lot more competition, sure, but it makes it a lot easier for the Chiefs. They win out and they get a playoff spot. Problem is with the Cowboys, we have a very low percent chance, and the 49ers, for example, are sitting comfortably in that seventh seed spot with 8 wins when we have 5. So we would have to get very lucky if we want to make the playoffs. However, there is a chance. And if we win, it gives us an even better chance. And with every win we have, the better chance we will get. And we won't know for certain if we will get there until we either lose twice. If we lose twice, we're out completely. If we lose once, that pretty much takes us out of it. But there's still a very slim chance that we stay in it. However, if we won't really know if we can get in, if we will get in until playoffs start ramping up. So that's playoff chances. But I want to get into my 5 takeaways on who's going to win this game and how the Cowboys can win this game. Let's get straight into it. I got 5 pathways to victory against the Chiefs. And the first and maybe most important is to conquer the trenches on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. The Cowboys are going to be matching up against a great Chiefs O line and a great D line. The D line is led by Chris Jones, an older player, sure, but he's top in his position. He's a great defensive tackle, and he leads that room very well. Now, without the pieces that they don't have on the Chiefs O line might help us here. Trey Smith, an O lineman, has been a crucial part protecting Mahomes, letting him get out there, letting him run. He has to have some time before he can start running out there and making plays. So that's why it's so important to conquer the trenches. We got lucky again, just like with the Eagles, that Lane Johnson was out. It's kind of the same situation with the Chiefs. Now, Trey Smith, their big guy, their main guy on the O line, Trey Smith, he's out. He's not going to be playing. He's not going to be playing at all. So we got lucky there, and that's something we got to deal with, though. It's still a great Chiefs O line, even without Trey Smith. Josh Simmons is developing, and they got some good pieces on that O line. However, it faces some serious struggles under pressure, And there's been a lot of times where they've been criticized, beat up on, and been overwhelmed. So we got to take advantage of that. We got to do what we did against the Eagles tenfold. We got to create those sacks, which we didn't really do against the Eagles. We had one, but we're gonna need more than one against these Chiefs. However, our O line is gonna have to defend against a very difficult D line, which has been proven to work. We can do that. It is possible. Our O line has struggled a lot this season. We've had some good games and some bad games. Against the Eagles, we had a pretty good game on the O line standpoint. Tyler Booker handled. He just put Jalen Carter to the ground numerous occasions. Pancaked him sometimes. Tyler Booker's a great player. Cooper Beebe is a great player. Tyler Guidance, he's still developing. He's out. So Nate Thomas will start in his place. Nate Thomas is still a pretty good player. He can do the work. He can do the job work pretty well. And then we got Tyler Smith. So we got O line's gotta do some work on that D line. We gotta give Dak time. We gotta give Dak some, maybe if he needs to escape out of the pocket, let him do that. And also open up spots for the running backs. So that's the biggest part. Javonte Williams will not be able to face this D line by himself. That D line is very formidable. And if you do not give him those openings, then he will not be able to do anything. No running back will be able to do anything against that D line if that O line doesn't do work. Just like what happened in the Super Bowl, like Saquon was able to get places and the O line helped him. The O line was there to separate the D line, create a little pathway, separate the Red Sea. That's what we need to do. We need to separate the Red Sea here. That's what we have to do. The second pathway to victory here is consistent offense and established run game. We need consistent offense, which means no fumbles, no interceptions, none of that dumb stuff, and none of the bad turnovers that we had against the Eagles. We can't rely on one side of the ball to fix the problem. We can't. We can't play that style of game. It worked against the Eagles, but we don't know if it's going to work against the Chiefs. We got really lucky. That's what happened. This is a better offense, I would say, than the Eagles' offense. And this is a very tough offense to beat. Colts learned that the hard way. But if we establish a good run game and we stay consistent, then we can win. That's a very good pathway to victory right there. We have to stay consistent on the offense, keep making plays. We can't let the defense do all the work. We can't make the offense do all the work. I play that complementary football. If we establish a good run game, then that means we can drain out that defense. We can wear them down, destroy their mentality, make them real tired and all that. We got to just drain them down slowly sometimes with it. We got to be able to do that along with the big plays and big throws. We got to do all that. And that's going to be crucial to drain down clock because the Chiefs are great at overcoming obstacles late in the game. So when we drain down the clock and wear down that defense, then that's how we win. Because at the end of the day, we have to stop that offense. Because when you give them opportunities, they're very hard to stop when they're given opportunities to win. My third takeaway here, not my takeaway, pathway to victory, is a good pass defense. I'm sorry, not good, excellent. We need really, really great pass defense, which I'm really hoping that Khalil Carson plays because without him, I do not believe Reddy Stewart is ready to play the majority of those snaps quite yet. I don't think he's that kind of player. I really just don't think he's capable of doing that. I think he's a good rotational guy, though. Revel Jr. will probably get a lot more snaps this game. That injury problem is probably a lot less of a problem now than it was the past 2 games. But now he's probably recovering a whole lot better now. So with that, we can maybe get some real good pass D. And that means our pass rushers got to do good. That means our defensive tackles got to make those pass rush opportunities. We know Quinnen can do it. See if Osa can do it. Let's see if Kenny Clark can do it. Because the problem is Mahomes is a great passer when he's under pressure. And when he's given opportunities to his receivers, and his receivers aren't locked up, then he makes plays. He really does. He can do that. He can make the crazy throws. We've all seen it. The no look passes, the behind the back stuff. Like we've all seen that happen. So it'll lock down his receivers. Got to make sure nobody can catch that. And of course, we got to take down Travis Kelsey too, which I think is more than possible. But our corners and safeties got to play at their absolute best to prevent those big plays and crush the Chiefs' offense because they're pretty much nothing without their passing game. The run game is not their focus. If it was their focus, they would pay their guys a lot more and get something more than just Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. But if we crush that passing game, then we win. That's pretty much our defense did everything that it could have. At the same time, we have to do more than just create pressure. We have to stop Mahomes from getting comfortable in the pocket, and we have to create those sacks. We get him to make those bad decisions. Get him to overthink. Get him to do stupid things, like to try too hard. Because when that happens, that's when he makes interceptions. That's when he overthrows it. Because he's not perfect as a quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, he's great. But when we force him to do that, he's done. We also got to stop the run. Stopping the run is a very big part of it. It's not hard. Exactly. It's not going to be. Well, I'm not saying that. But it's not. It's one of the easier ones on this pathway to victory here. If we have to stop the Chiefs' offense, we have to stop the run. Because the thing is, Andy Reid is a smart coach. If he realizes his passing offense isn't playing as it should be, he's going to start running it a lot more. And Mahomes also likes to move around and escape the pocket a lot, which if you want to stop him from just running to a first down or getting close to a first down every time, then you have to get after him. Get some fast guys after him. Get Overshown after him. Get some. They have to make those plays, and if they don't, we lose. So I have to stop that run game. And we have to stop the RBs, the running backs from doing anything. We have to crush them just like how we crushed Saquon. And we can do that. We can very much do that. Because if we do that, then they're forced to overcompensate and they'll be pressured into a rough, pretty much non-win situation. I have one last takeaway here. So let's get straight into it. My last takeaway is to focus mainly on that passing game. Because the reality is that our run game it's been kind of a little while, all right? Javonte Williams, still believe in him. They're going up against a very good run defense. And with that, we have to realize, hey, we have to focus more on our passing game, where the Chiefs are weaker and where they can be overwhelmed. So with that, we have to focus more on the pass. And if we do that and we outplay the Chiefs at pretty much their own game, then we win. Their passing defense, while it's not horrible, it's not bad. It's more like middle of the pack. So when we attack them where they're their weakest, which is their passing defense, because the rest of their defense is pretty good. So we have to attack them there. And we have to let George Pickens, let hopefully CD man recovers from his little slump. And we let these guys do the work. We let them have that workload. We let Dak do his thing. We do that, we win. That's how we win. We have to outplay them at their own game. Because running it's not going to work every time. It's really not. And we don't know how much it's going to work. We can't rely on it. So we have to rely on that passing game, which we kind of already know how to do. So that's probably our easiest pathway we got. All right, y'all. That's how I think the Cowboys are going to win tomorrow. If you have any thoughts, don't be afraid to comment down below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that bell for more content. So it's liking the video and sharing to anybody you know. That's it for me. Go Cowboys.